Hello. Well, first things first, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. And today I'm going to talk about something that my wife's heard me gripe about many times. It's just a little pet peeve of mine, but it has to do with when a book that a movie is based on is reprinted after the movie and they change the book cover and or the title to reflect the movie. Big pet peeve of mine. For instance, Forrest Gump. And I will say that I actually don't know. I would have to Google it to see what the original cover looks like, but anyone who's ever read the entire trilogy knows, or not the trilogy, so to speak, but there is a way where you can basically have it be a trilogy. Read the book, watch the movie, and then read the second book. Reason being is the second book references the movie as being just that, a movie, which is why having the cover of the first book being changed to the movie poster really doesn't make sense. But again, most people haven't even read the book, let alone read both books. Now, I do like how when the second book came out, that they didn't bother showing a Tom Hanks looking, I don't know if you can see this, but Forrest's face is covered. His son's face is covered too, so you don't see Haley Joel Osment either, which I think is fantastic, because it's actually, it's not a picture, it's a drawing. But anyways, I'm glad that they did it with this. But you have it with, I Am Legend. When this was originally a book, then they made the movie out of it, and then after the movie came out, what they do, they changed the cover to reflect the movie poster. Then we get to what I consider to be a huge insult to the original author. Although in this case, I will say that the author was also the person, what do they call it when good consultant or something like that of the movie, which is this. Originally, this was called Rocket Boys. Then the movie came out, and I love the movie. Don't get me wrong, I love the movie. It's probably one of my favorite films, particularly one of my favorite films based on a true event. But once the movie came out, instead of calling it Rocket Boys, they changed it to October Sky. Another book, a favorite book of mine, which unfortunately I no longer have because the person I loaned it to, I'm no longer in a, let's just say I'm no longer friends with, has that book and hasn't returned it, which stinks because I have been aching to read that book for a third time, and that is the book. The original name of it was Disco Bloodbath, and it's a biography of sorts. And if you ever seen the movies Party Monster, either the documentary or the drama or whatever you want to call it, the scripted film, you likely heard of this book, especially the scripted film. Now, the scripted film was based on both the documentary and the book. But once the movie came out, they changed the title of the book to Party Monster. Plus, they changed the cover showing the actors in the movie instead of having the the real Michael Alex photo, real James St. James photo, etc., etc. They had the actors on there instead, like Macaulay Culkin, Seth Green, that Valderrama guy, Wilmer Valderrama. I get it. They're trying to get as many people to buy as possible, saying, look, this is the book that it's based off of. And it pops out because it's got the movie poster instead of the book cover. But I like seeing the original art. Like, for instance, I picked this up recently. Now I have also seen the original book book cover for this as well, and I really like the original book cover. But of course now this has the show on it, which I'm a big fan of the show, don't get me wrong, and I will be doing my review of season 5 once I'm done with it. I'm almost finished with that season, and it'll probably be one of my first video reviews. But yeah, they changed it to this. Again, it's so grab the eyes and this and that, but I just feel like it's kind of disservice to the illustrators, the ones who illustrate the original covers. And I know sometimes, you know, when you get the reissues, you get a different book cover, but it's not like, you know, all of a sudden it's a photo of something from a movie. No, it's like, for instance, the Harry Potter books. You expect, like, depending on where you bought the first issue, that as far as country will determine what the cover looks like. You'll find that sometimes actually with those old album covers too. Uriah Heep in particular, that's a band. I know quite a few of their album covers are different depending on where you bought them. Sometimes even album titles. But anyways, yeah, that's just been a real pet peeve of mine. I wonder what other people's thoughts are. I really feel it's an insult to the author whenever they change the title of the book. Particularly, you know, again, I gave 2 examples. Now both of them again were autobiographical. You know, Rocket Boys and Disco Bloodbath. But I know they've done it in other cases too, where I can't think off the top of my head, but I know it's been done again, where they just changed the name of something that isn't biographical just because the movie title changed. But anyways, what's your thoughts on that? And also, if you notice, you know, I'm going to talk about music and I'm talking about books. Whether you're and the few people that actually watch my videos, what else would you like me to talk about? I'm not going to talk about politics. I'm not going to talk about religion. All right, there's way too divisive. You know. But whatever different things we talk about, you know, whether it's something that has to do with music, movies, I will be talking about animation. I'm a huge animation geek. Anybody who knows, and any of my close friends know that I'm just a huge animation nerd. Same thing with comic strips even. You know, I talk about, you know, like Pearls Before Swine, Calvin and Hobbes, Peanuts, you know, Foxtrot, all that stuff. And I'll do a video on that someday. But anyways, so let me know if you're interested in me in talking about anything in particular. Alright, and thank you for watching.